Tonight, I'm at Renommée restaurant in Yerevan, Armenia, where I'm dining with Miss Universe Armenia. And we're not only showing you an amazingly affordable fine dining experience in this place you probably never thought about. I'm going to be talking to her about why she would never leave Armenia to move to the United States, why Armenia is the conservative country that a lot of people are looking for right now in the world, her experience in beauty pageants, and so much more. So you were Miss Universe Armenia in 2021?
Exactly.
That must have been rather odd doing that during COVID.
Yes, that was right after the COVID, and we went through a lot of situations, unplanned situations, but we made it.
And I remember reading something that you weren't vaccinated at the time. And
Yes.
so it was hard to go to Israel where the pageant was taking place.
Exactly. So the problem was that Israel had the strict rules for vaccination. But Armenia, at that time, we had some kind of rules, but that was not that kind of mandatory.
It was much more open in Armenia during COVID, if I recall.
So basically, there was a problem with documents. So I had to get that vaccination, but even after getting that vaccination, there was a huge problem because I needed 2 more weeks after second shot. So, but the rule is different for Israel. So, and 1 week before my departure, I was told that Nane, we are going to replace you. We love you. We want you to participate at Miss Universe, but we are going to replace you because there are some problems with your documents. So what I did, I started to call like Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Israel. I called Ministry of Foreign Affairs Armenia and then Georgia, everywhere, just to get there and send them that letter that please make an exception. And they did. So this is how I made it to Miss Universe.
How did it feel when you got that phone call? We want to replace you in this thing you've spent years working towards.
So basically that problem issue appeared just 2 weeks before my departure. So in 2 weeks, like day by day, we're trying to talk to lawyers, we're trying to talk to ministry everywhere, we're trying to talk everybody. So the answer is the same. Oh no, Israel, it's a strict country, there is no way you can make it.
How did you feel?
I felt like terrible because I spent so much time on that project. Like for months we were doing all those rehearsals, and also I felt so bad after gaining a title of Miss Universe Armenia. Then okay, now what am I going to do with that title? Because it becomes like useless when you don't go to...
Useless?
I mean that the point is to go and to talk about Armenia. You know, Miss Universe, we are not doing a modeling. We talk about Armenia, we talk about our culture, our people, so we represent. So then I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do with this title? Why do I need just a title if I'm not going to represent my country? But I remember that day, so after I got that green light from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Israel, so I sent that letter to Miss Universe organization, very happy, I'm gonna make it to Miss Universe. But then their lawyer, they wrote me back saying, no, this is not going to work. They gave you this green light, but still it is a problem because Miss Universe organization is worried that they are going to send you back like from the airport. So this was a huge stressful situation, but it is always like that. If you want to do something big, you may have a lot of difficulties on your way. It shouldn't never stop you from doing whatever you plan to do.
And what is it you wanted to say about Armenia at Miss Universe?
There is always a lot of things to say about Armenia, but at that time we were in a situation right after the war, and I wanted to talk about small countries being in a very awful situations, and big countries will just close their eyes on that. So that was my point. That was the thing that I was advocating for, just to make sure that the whole world will listen about Armenian stories. And I meant not only Armenia, but also other countries, and they are impacted by war, but still like big countries and the countries that can help, they close their eyes on that, which is very sad.
We're big advocates here for small countries and their ability to survive and thrive.
Not only small countries, big countries have that problem as well. But still, one thing I could never understand, why to do that evil thing. It may sound very simple, but the war is an evil and it's a business. And why get into that business if we can just like, there are so many other businesses more interesting, more impactful, because I think that comes from an old mentality. People, they think like, you know, if our ancestors, they gained territories and they became famous and loved and respected, we should do the same.
Dear guests, welcome to Renommée. My name is Yerevan, and we invite you to an unforgettable journey of tastes. I see your first time here, and let me tell you a little bit about our restaurant conception, about our dishes. So we've been open 3 years ago, and up to now we changed menu twice. For this evening, you will enjoy our set menu, which is the third during the whole history of our restaurant. And we have very interesting part here. The whole set menu, it represents Armenian traditional cuisine, but in contemporary approach.
Thank you.
All these dishes will come to
Missy? I think that, okay, I do like Georgian wines also, but I think Armenian wines very underrepresented around the world. And I forgot that there is Armenian sparkling wine and Armenian semi-sweet wines.
Yes, it's very famous. I'm surprised that you are saying that, because in the whole world, like if you go any place and you say Armenian wine, they will give you the best feedback. You know why it is like that? Because our territory, like Armenia, we have a special place for grapes.
Yeah.
Grape vineyards. So the grape is very delicious here. That is why we are having the best wines, because they are under different circumstances, like the sun and everything. It's like different. So that is why the grape is delicious. Wine is better.
To start our wine set with the sparkling wine from wine producer Vahe Kashkarian, the guy who first in Armenia made the sparkling wine in the traditional method, like we say in France, champenois. I think you like it. We have here assemblage, or we say blend from two grapes, Voskehat and Khatun Kharji.
To Yerevan.
To Yerevan.
And that's...
Kenas.
That is perhaps the largest amuse-bouche I've seen
Really?
in the history. Yes.
In Armenia, everything is big, large, so you can enjoy.
Here we have 3 small pieces of very widespread Armenian dishes, and I will start my explanation from the first one, which is closer to you. It's called tahal. Tahal is a beef which is prepared in a home-cooked way and aged in ceramical dolls. Mostly our ancestors did it in the late autumn and consumed it until spring. And this dish was aged in a ceramical dolls, covered with its own fat, was served with an onion and also pomegranate. We suggest you to take it by the hand and enjoy, and also you can start with the greens first.
Who are you the best friends with?
I was best friends with Miss Philippines. She was adorable. Miss Nepal. Yeah, Miss Singapore and Miss India. Yeah, we were close. And also, my roommate, Miss Ukraine. Our rooms, they were closed, so we had more time to spend together if we had free time.
Is there one girl that everyone doesn't like?
No, I don't think so. Maybe there was someone who didn't like another one, but there wasn't like, let's say, oh, this girl, nobody likes
She's
her.
the villain.
Yeah, no. There was no girl like that, because everybody, they are coming with a purpose. They are coming with the dream, and they are already winners in their own country. So it's like we have a lot of things in common over there.
Armenians perhaps have become better known because of the Kardashians, for example. What do you make of that?
That's a really nice question. I think that it depends how we watch on things. Like everything, it has two sides. If you look like even this glass, if you look from this part, it's different from the other part. It's another thing. So in general, I am like really happy that we have that leader Armenians in the world, that they can lead in any atmosphere, like style, like a lifestyle, or business, or influence on the world somehow. This is a fact, and we cannot disagree with that. That Kardashians, they have a huge influence on a lot of aspects of young people, starting from style, and then till makeup or like fashion or anything, which is, I think, very, very cool. Why not?
Do most people in Armenia look at the Kardashians as a good representation of society?
I don't know. For answering that question, I have to make a huge research and think like and ask.
What do you think?
I feel very comfortable about that, and I feel very happy about that. That Kim Kardashian is an Armenian, and she's like making her effort to let people know that she's Armenian and she loves and she respects the country.
Shares Armenian also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. And that is amazing.
It's the challenge of being from a small country that a handful of people seem to represent.
Yes,
the
yes,
place.
exactly. And we are always like, we are very proud of them, and we worship them, and we follow them. Yeah, in Armenia, I remember one time Kim Kardashian visited Armenia. It was a huge thing for a small country like Armenia.
Yeah.
Young people, they were so excited, and also business worked well, and for touristic reasons, it was amazing.
There's far more natural beauty in Armenia.
Nature, yes, of course, but there are natural beauties always, and there are artificial beauties, but beauty is a beauty. It doesn't matter, like, is it natural or artificial or something.
It's a beauty.
It's a beauty.
Okay, that's...
Omelette with diligent mushrooms.
Yeah, I remember looking at land for sale in Indulge years ago and thinking this could be a good investment.
Yes, of course, because it is one of the most active touristic places in Armenia because of the nature. The nature is Armenian, and it is like very, very beautiful. You can see all kinds of trees over there, like Armenian trees. I mean, they are specific to Armenian landscape, and it's amazing.
Very clean air, which is something in this part of the world people really favor.
Yes, exactly.
It's getting busy over there.
We're going to leave this place drunk and like.
So my plan is working.
Yeah.
So you're going to New York in December.
Yes, exactly.
You have my condolences.
If you give them. So it is a huge event. We do it every year, and this is about our 21st gala event.
I was a supporter for the last 5 years of SOAR, which is Armenian orphans, and particularly older orphans, because I have 3 adopted sisters. That was always important to me. But I was very curious about your charity.
Yes, our charity is Children of Armenia. It's one of the best and one of the biggest charity foundations in Armenia. So basically what we do, we help children with their education because we believe in education. We believe that the future of each country, it depends on education. So we are trying to open our schools each and every region of Armenia and give the opportunity to all the kids to learn and explore the world within any borders.
Is the idea that in the villages, public education is not as good here?
It is good, but still it needs some kind of new, modern approaches. It is sometimes, I think, that for kids, right now, the education system that we have right now, in Armenia specifically, it is a bit like boring. And new generation, they need more interesting and creative ways and approaches to study and to learn.
And don't ask me how it's done because it's miracles are going on our kitchen. So with all these things, our chef suggested a few drops of chili sauce. It's very well balanced.
I'll do 3. I think 2 for the ladies, 3 for the gentlemen. So why do you choose to live here?
I think that it's a matter of a taste. I like the life here. I feel very comfortable here, and I love it here. So I don't think that I'll move. It says like never say.
Never say never.
Yeah, it says like never say never. But if one day I'll move from my country, which I don't think it's a case, but if one day I'll move, that will be something very, very difficult for me. I love my life here. I love my people. And sometimes I think that, of course, everywhere you can have your friends and relatives and you can create your atmosphere. But for me, it's like 100 times better here.
We had one of our colleagues who specifically went to the United States against my wishes to give birth, so their child would be American.
Oh my God.
That's not something you would ever do?
Anything you will ask me about, like leaving my country for any other reason, I would say no. Why?
You wouldn't leave for more than 10 days.
What's the reason? Why? I don't understand
She
why.
wanted an American baby.
Oh my gosh.
Dear guests, as we move on to dessert, it's a special time to refresh our senses and prepare for sweetness. Apple sorbet.
So you can see that not only is there a lot of natural beauty to be discovered in the world, but you can come to cities like Yerevan and experience amazing fine dining, and you can discover cultures that are different than your own. If you're looking for something different, you don't have to stay where you are. There are places where people are more conservative, where they think different. You can go where you're treated best. These places are open to you. We're going to keep showing them to you.